So Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 recently released, and I have to say this game has absolutely blown me away so far. And I'm someone that never played the first game, and on top of that, I'm someone that usually doesn't get into these heavily story-driven, cutscene-heavy RPGs, especially when they're in first person. But despite that, and despite me really not being too sure if I'd enjoy this game, it's managed to hook me into the point where I'm incredibly excited to explore the rest of the game and see what it has to offer. So right now I'm about 12 hours deep, but within the first few hours of the game, you can already tell that it's very special. The dialogue between the NPCs is straight up the best I have ever seen. NPCs talk like real people. The cutscenes, the animations, the storytelling so far, just straight S tier. They're so well done that they've made someone like me who doesn't typically like long cutscenes be completely glued to the ones in this game. And we haven't even started talking about the world yet. Just look at this, it's absolutely stunning. The game runs incredibly well, but the sheer amount of detail with the environment, the vibrance of the colours, the art style, and something else that I really love about this game is the landscape. It's not all flat, there's a lot of inclines in the topography of the landscape. The world map in the game is also quite vague, which I think does a good job of adding to the sense of exploration. Like, looking at this, I can't tell exactly what's in this area or the layout. All I know is there's just trees and a forest here. As a brand new player who never played the first Kingdom Come Deliverance game though, the learning curve has been way steeper than I expected. There's been times today where I've just been playing off stream trying to progress, where I've felt like I've hit a brick wall. There was one quest in particular where it was not too long after the prologue. The game had me fight like 5 bandits and I had no gear. I must have died about 50 times and I just didn't know what to do. In the end, I just threw myself at this bandit camp over and over again, 50 plus deaths, eventually just using all of my save potions whenever I made some progress. And I eventually managed to get it done, but I've probably made every mistake in the book as a new player. And it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people who came into this blind like me have also struggled, because yeah, at times it's bloody brutal. If you find yourself stranded in the forest, miles away from a bed at night time, you're underprepared, you haven't got a torch on you, you're in the middle of a quest, you haven't saved for a while, you just kind of feel like you're a little bit fucked, to be honest. I've had that happen a few times to me, and it was very, very frustrating. But when you kind of understand how the world works and you start to get a bit of a foothold, you get some gear, you get your horse. Getting the horse was huge. You learn that you can store things in your horse, which stops you being over encumbered. And you get a few quests done. That's when it starts to feel really, really good. And then you go out and explore. And every time you leave your bed, every time you leave the local area that you're questing in, it just feels like a really epic adventure. And you just love existing in this world. I still haven't got my bloody dog back though. Let's try and do that. Oh, it's almost night time. Oh, what's this? Small camp in the road, a few logs and a small fire pit. Just tried to fast travel and we've just come across an apothecary. That's another thing about this game. You set off on one quest objective and you're constantly getting sidetracked. Things constantly popping up, NPCs bumping into you, task after task. So that one quest that you initially set your sights on ends up getting pushed back, and you've gone on some wild adventure before you can continue with the initial quest that you was doing. He's selling potions. I bloody need these as well. Always want to haggle. As I was saying, you set off in one direction to go do one quest and you're just constantly getting distracted along the way. And it makes you feel like you're getting lost in the world. She's under attack from wolves, isn't she? Do you need help? Sometimes the combat can be a bit scuffed at times. Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect example of it. Okay. I think it's fair to say that the first few hours of the game are quite slow, but they also do a very good job of setting the story and also providing a lot of context from the first game, even if you didn't play. Like, there's tons of cutscenes. I actually live streamed my first impressions of the game on Twitch and YouTube. I think if you're interested in seeing it, you can go check the live tab on my YouTube for the VOD. but at times it did feel like I was watching the game more than playing it. And as someone that is way more of a gameplay oriented gamer, at times it was a little bit frustrating. But once you're out of the prologue, the game does let you off the reins and you've got a lot more freedom. Another thing I absolutely love about this game is the attention to detail. I think this game has the most realistic and detailed alchemy and blacksmithing I've ever seen in an RPG. This was my reaction when I first experienced it on stream. Move the cauldron. This is very realistic. Oh, here it is. I see. Okay, take it off. A handful of sage now. Grind it first. So pestle and mortar. Wow. Have you guys seen a game with this amount of depth put into the alchemy before? I've never seen this in any other game. So you heat the entire sword. So now it's ready to be worked. Oh, wow. My character's whistling. Oh, so I can hold the hammer and it hits it harder. Press F to turn it over. Quench and finished. If you finish forging your sword, you must still temper it with E. Once again, very, very detailed. Oh, sparks flying off it now. Can you guys think of a more realistic medieval game? Because I can't. Quest complete. The wolves have fled. Where's my good boy? There he is. Finally, we've got Mutt back. You know, getting Mutt back is actually one of the first things you're tasked with after the prologue. But because on the process of getting him back, you just get sidetracked so much, it's taken me hours. This is going to make combat so much better. Because one thing up to this point that I've really struggled with is fighting more than one enemy at once. Sometimes I'll be fast traveling and I'll get stopped by bandits in the road, and there'll usually be like 2 bandits. It's really hard to take on 2 enemies at once, just due to how the combat works. If 2 enemies like swing at you at the same time, it's very difficult to deal with. Now we got this good boy to sick on him. What's this bloke doing walking in the woods? Could hold X and sick him if I wanted to. No one's out here. No one would know that I'd murdered him. Is he a friend? Hello?
Sheath that weapon immediately! Oh. What's that mutt
Go on,
doing?
dog. We are committing a crime right now, but because we're in the middle of the forest, no one will find out about it. In theory. That was a crime. You need to be careful about doing that. Hopefully I don't live to regret that. I don't usually commit crime in this game unless I'm in the middle of nowhere and I can get away with it. We're literally in the middle of the forest. No one will know about this. Can we feed the dog? Feed. Let's feed Mutt some wolf meat. Let's give the horse some praise. It's such a highly interactable world. There's so many things that you can interact with. I also love how it feels like everything you do has consequences. Is there any... Whoa. Nice one, Craig. Yeah, let's just drive our horse into a cave and smash our head on the roof. Donkey. Is there any loot? Ooh. Some valuables there. I almost left without loot in this cave. What's this? Oh, that's a massive upgrade. Nomad's camp. You also gain knowledge as you explore the world. You don't know what's in an area until you've really gone there and explored. Huntsman. I've probably just killed his friend, to be honest. You'll never know about it. As much as I had a good time playing this game on live stream, I think I had a better time playing it off stream today. This is one of those games where you just want to sit back, relax, not really say anything, just get immersed in the world and immersed in the story. It's kind of hard to do that on live stream when you've got like the pressure of entertaining a chat. But today, just playing it for a few hours on my own, really getting into it, I've had a great time.
You look terrible.
No shit, mate. I'm covered in blood because I've just been killing wolves. So this guy's going to teach us how to fight a little bit better, which is a good chance for me to talk about my thoughts on the game's combat. Initially, I found the combat in this game quite hard to get used to, mostly due to its pacing. Like, I've played lots of other directional combat games in the past, Mordal, Chivalry, Mortal Online 2, most recently. But with this one, it definitely feels a lot more realistic than all of those games and a lot more slower paced. In this game, you're also really locked onto one target as well. You can't just swing and cleave multiple targets, it seems. So that definitely took quite a bit of getting used to, as well as the fact that your movement is so slowed when you're locked onto one target. Because you're so slow when you're locked onto one target, this makes dealing with more than one target, like 2 bandits for example, very difficult. This guy's teaching us combos now. Top, right, left. Combat training 2, I need to beat him in a duel and he'll teach me his master technique. Go on then, I'm gonna get wrecked, aren't I? Okay, right, let's get humbled, shall we? I fought some pretty tricky bandits, to be fair. Oh.
Now you're in trouble.
Yeah, as much as the combat's a slower pace than I'm used to with these directional combat games, it's certainly very engaging. I certainly wouldn't say it's boring. The riposting in this game feels very good. Ooh, we did it.
Getting the hang of it.
This is going to make dealing with bandits way easier. Level it up, spend our skill points. Scene of a massacre. Oh no, we can explore it if we want. Not sure if it's a good idea, I'm at half health. If I was to steal from all these people, I'd be in big trouble, wouldn't I? But maybe there's some valuables. I'll take a few things. Yeah, if there's no witnesses, why not? Let's have a wash. Bloody filthy. Another day comes to an end. We got our horse. Our loyal companion, Mutt, has returned to us. And now we need to go into our home, sleep and save, get some rest, and we awaken for another day of adventure. I feel like I've only just scratched the surface with this game. I'm sure I have. But I'm just so excited for what's to come. If I was to describe this game, like try and sell it to a friend, I'd say it's like medieval first-person GTA. Something like that, but maybe with more realism because the NPCs actually remember everything that you've done. You can't really get away with just going around murdering everyone. So I suppose it's like a first-person medieval GTA, but also super realistic and more immersive. Yeah, don't usually cover single-player games on this channel, but maybe that should change. MMO genre's not doing too hot right now. It's a little bit boring, a little bit stale. And honestly, the last 2 single-player RPGs I've really gotten addicted to. Last year I played Dragon's Dogma 2 and I was completely addicted to that game. I never posted a single video on it. I took like 2 weeks off just no-lifing that game. Because I played it on the PS5 and I did like 2 playthroughs, fully completed it. And that was another game where I didn't play the previous one. I never played Dragon's Dogma 1. I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is going to be another one of those games that I just play and enjoy in my spare time. Probably not going to make any more YouTube videos on it because I just want to enjoy the game, sit quietly by myself and get super immersed in the world and get as much out of it as possible. If you're on the fence about buying this one, all I'll say is I don't think there's ever been a more realistic medieval world ever created. I don't think I've ever seen dialogue as good as this game. The cutscenes and animations are just unbelievable. And the developers of this game are clearly super passionate, so yeah. It gets a big thumbs up from me. And it wasn't even that long into playing the game that it was already like an easy game to recommend. When I was streaming it yesterday, I saw a lot of people in the chat say things like, okay, we're about 2 or 3 hours in. I've seen enough. I'm buying this game. And yeah, it's one of those where you just play it for a little bit. You see enough green flags within the first few hours and you're just like, okay, this is an easy one to recommend. For those of you playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 at the moment, I hope you're having a great time. Enjoy it, savor it. It's not too often we get RPGs like this released, so 2025's off to a good start. Hope you enjoyed the little ramble. Unsponsored vid. Follow the live stream on Twitch. Notifications on YouTube. I'll sometimes multi-stream. And oh yeah, I have a Discord now. I haven't had a Discord for years, but now I've finally got a Discord, so I'll link that in the description below. I'd like to be a little bit more interactive with you guys this year. Have a good one. Enjoy the game. See you in the next one.